Hey guys, Scott here from Hey Action Games. Today we're going to try something a little different. I've noticed my videos on here have been getting the most attention are from the gaming ones, the Xbox and all those videos. So today I'm going to try and do something a little different. I'm going to show you my GameCube collection. I got this idea from David DeFranco, the creative one on YouTube. He's done a few of these videos before and they look like a lot of fun. So basically I'm just going to show you all the GameCube games I have, tell you a little story about each and every one of them. Hopefully we can get a good discussion started, and if this video does well, maybe I'll do it for the PS2, Xbox 360, PS3, Wii, whatever. So let's get started. The first game is going to be Soulcalibur II. I bought this game for two reasons. First, the Soulcalibur 1 on Dreamcast was amazing, so I figured number 2 would be better, and 2, it's got Link, and I'm a huge Zelda fan, so this was a great choice. If you bought it on the PS2, you got Heihachi from Tekken instead of Link, and if you bought it on the Xbox, you got Spawn from the comics. Had a lot of good times with this. I personally think this is the best Soulcalibur game. I believe there's 4 of them now. I think this one's the best. It had a really cool, let me try and see what it was actually called. I think it was called Adventure Mode. I don't think they have it on here on the box, but maybe it's Master Mode. Anyways, this game had tons of cool weapons for every character, great graphics for the time. And me and my friend, whenever we'd have a cool moment, well, this is all the time. Whenever we have a cool moment in video gaming, we call it a commercial moment because it's good enough to be on a commercial. I distinctly remember quite a few from this game. Alright, keeping with the Zelda theme, the next is the Zelda Collector's Edition. This game is actually pretty rare. In order to get it, you had to register 5 Nintendo games that you owned on Nintendo's website, I believe. And this game's actually pretty cool. It actually has 4 separate games in it. It has the original Zelda on the NES. It has Zelda 2, another NES game, kind of a different Zelda game. It also had Ocarina of Time and the Majora's Mask and the Wind Waker demo. And this is just a great game to have. It's really rare. It has 4 classics. I got it mostly thinking I was going to beat Zelda 2 and Majora's Mask. I never got around to beating any of them. They're very hard. But yeah, great game. Definitely great. Next up is my personal favorite Zelda game. Forget Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, all those. I love Wind Waker. I think this is the perfect look for Link, and just the adventure was huge. It was awesome. I loved the boat. Actually, that's a lie. The boat's the only blemish on an overall perfect game. I love the battle system. I wish Zelda battles were more like this one. And I also wish that they would have kept the cartoony style. I think Link was really expressive and it really showed, and it really made for a fun adventure. Hopefully Skyward Sword will strike the balance between both of those games. Between Wind Waker and like Ocarina of Time. Next up is Super Mario Strikers. Most people would probably think this is a baseball game with the title, but it's actually soccer. This is probably my favorite Mario sports game. I don't think too many people played it either. It just had some really fun action. I like how they incorporate power-ups and all that into a game of soccer. It actually makes it playable. I'm not much a fan of just normal soccer games, but this was really fun. I liked all the super shots and how you'd have to like choose where to shoot and all that good stuff. Me and my friends had a lot of good fun with this. Next up, Mario Kart Double Dash. Getting through a bunch of Mario games here. This is a really unique Mario game, or Mario Kart game. You would pick 2 characters instead of 1, and one would ride in the back, and you could swap them. Had a lot of fun with this as well. I do think it's probably not the strongest Mario Kart. Most people like N64's Mario Kart, or the DS one's really good, or the new Wii one's pretty good. Mario Karts are always just a lot of fun, and I like what they did with the 2-player swapping. You could each hold an item, if I recall. So yeah, lots of good fun with that one as well. Mario Power Tennis. Mario Tennis on the N64 was the first real like Mario sports game I ever played, and we loved it at this house. Played it all the time. So of course we had to pick up the sequel for the GameCube, which just brought more characters, better graphics, more fun challenges, all that good stuff. Again, they also had the sweet power shots that would make the game really enjoyable, and a lot of cool like mini games and boss fights, which really made the game a lot of fun. And Mario Superstar Baseball, probably the worst of the sports titles in my personal opinion. What this one had going for it was a gigantic roster. It has probably more Mario characters in it than any of the other sports games. I just didn't have as much fun with this as the others. They had some cool stuff going for it, but I just really don't like baseball. I'll just flat out say that. So, pretty good game, but still not my favorite. Super Mario Sunshine. I have no idea why people hate this game. I love it. I know it's different. You have the flood on your back, which is a little bit different from Mario, but I thought it was awesome. I think it has one of the better soundtracks for a Mario game. Yoshi was in it. Not as good as the current Yoshi from Galaxy 2, but still, step in the right direction. We just had a blast with this game. I loved everything about it. I still don't know why people don't like it. Resident Evil 0. I bought this used a long time ago. I never actually finished it. I bought this after playing Resident Evil 4 and then wanting to start from the very start and work my way up so I could get the full Resident Evil experience. The graphics in this were amazing, and I just wasn't really good at games at the time like this, where you have to like individually have two separate characters and keep them both alive and all that, and it's hard going back to tank controls after playing something like Resident Evil 4, so I never got around to beating that. Speaking of Resident Evil 4, that's the next game up here. This is probably the greatest Resident Evil game ever made, and probably the best action game on the GameCube. I don't even know where to start with this. It has probably the best graphics, best story, best action, best suspense, best horror. Just all around, I would say a perfect game. Mercenaries mode after you beat the game is probably the most fun we had in a long time. Yeah, very good game. Highly recommend someone plays it. If you have a Wii, there's actually a Wii version of this game that uses the Wii remote to aim, and I hear that works really well. So if you missed out on the GameCube version, at least try to find that so you can enjoy a classic. Phantasy Star Online, or PSO. This was another Dreamcast game that I fell in love with, but the reason it is amazing on the GameCube is that you can play 4-player offline co-op. You can just split the screen, you can have 4 players, it's really fun. It's kind of like a gateway into World of Warcraft or any of those other games that are online RPGs. I think it really paved the way for the online RPG, and it's really a great game. Sega was doing something right back in the day. Metroid Prime. First GameCube game I ever owned, and one of my favorites. I've always been a Metroid fan from the first Metroid game. Super Metroid's awesome. I love the Game Boy ones, the DS one. Just basically anything Metroid, I will eat up. The soundtrack to this is amazing. The graphics are amazing. The depth of this game is incredible. You can scan and read just about anything and get a huge backstory. The only flaw that some people have with this game is the amount of backtracking you have to do, but I think it just adds to the immersion, so I completely love this game. And then we have its sequel, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Took it in a different direction. You don't get quite as many lasers, and you have to use ammo, which is kind of strange, but overall a very fun story. This one was a little bit harder for me to do. There was a lot more backtracking, which kind of sounds contradicting. But the amount of stuff they hid and required you to find was really kind of tough. Still a great game, but I do prefer the first. And I saved the best for last. This game got played more than any other game that we probably have ever had, and that's Super Smash Bros. Melee. We could play this game we probably played it in a couple of years after it came out. Like, still, we would play it for hours at a time. And the greatest thing about this game is you can still go back to it and you'll still find stuff you never knew existed. There were so many times that like we'd find an item that would do something we didn't know it could do, or characters with special moves that would actually do something completely different if you didn't know. First off, the amount of depth in this game is crazy. I absolutely love it. I think it's better than Smash Bros. Brawl by far. Kind of want to go play this now. Alright, so that's all I have for the GameCube. I have a huge stack of PS2 games, PS3 games, Xbox 360, all the new stuff. So if you want to see more of that, feel free to let me know in the comments. That'd be great. Unfortunately, I'm going to be selling most of these games on eBay, so it's time to say goodbye to the old and in with the new. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you come back for more. Have a good one.